starting in 2 minutes. Oh, Zana from Iraq.
Elena, yes, we are going to talk about jobs for the ones in Canada already. Actually, this is going to be more kind of an overview of the industry, the IT industry, kind of the top skills, the top jobs, and so on. So even if you're in Canada and you're looking to get a job in an IT field or an IT dominated field, this will be useful information for you as well.
Yeah. You know, Bravish, I like your comment, but the trouble is if I never had it before, then I would not be missing it, right? So good point. If you're from Canada, it would be nice to let us know what city you're watching this workshop from. Okay, so Edmonton, wow. Good morning, Bob. That's really early, Bob. That's like almost like only almost 7 a.m. in Edmonton, Oshawa, Canada, Montreal, Calgary, yes. Okay, Poland. Boy, the numbers are trickling in. Kaylin, are you a bit nervous now? Now you are international celebrity.
Feels like it's just me and you, Shaw.
Okay, good. So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our workshop this morning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. It is 9 a.m. right now, Eastern Time in Ottawa, our nation's capital, Ottawa, Canada. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are around this world. First of all, I look at the chat. I see that we are getting viewers from across the country. So thank you again for joining our workshop. It is always a pleasure to present this kind of workshop because we are here to try to pass our knowledge about the Canadian labor market, especially with IT sector, but also accounting and finance. So for those of you that's listening right now, you'll see on our first slide is our parliament, Gtac, which stands for International Talent Acquisition Center. For those of you that's watching this for the first time, we connect with global talent and local opportunities. We also work with employer partners all across the country. So Gtac is basically your one-stop shop, or more appropriately, we call it fully vertically integrated organization. I believe, given my years of working in this field, I truly believe we are one of the very few, if not the only one in Canada. This is a big statement, and I can back that up, that truly offers a fully integrated employment service. Because I'll talk a little bit more, I'll give you a more cycle in terms of the service that we have. We provide online workshop. It's absolutely free, as many of you have joined many times, and I really appreciate those faithful audience that's been watching our workshop almost on every time when we have a workshop or employment related workshop. You are there. So thank you for your following. We also provide employment connections, and today we have a G-TAC, Global Talent Alliance Canada, joining us. So all this to say is we want to offer you more options for better opportunities. Next slide, please. So today's topic is understanding the Canadian IT job market, presented by Global Talent Alliance, our speaker today, and we are very extremely honored. I know Kaden is extremely busy, so thank you, Kaden, for this for coming to do this presentation. Next slide, please. Yeah. So there's a little bio about Kaylin. Kaylin has been working as a leader in the multiple industries. She's got many years in this field, and she's got not just locally, but she's also got national experience. She's worked in the various provinces as well. Her currently, because of the high demand, because I did this workshop last month and I mentioned it, right now in Canada, we have close to 500,000. Yes, that's M. Million was an M. 500,000 vacancies in IT field in Canada. And this is according to Statistic Canada as of January this year. So I'm sure with the economic rebound, that number is probably a lot higher. Okay. And Caitlin is always keeping up with the market trend, and she's working constantly with employers. So she knows just about all the pulse, every heartbeat that's going on in the IT industry in Canada. Next slide, please. So, as mentioned earlier, Gtac has been serving newcomers since 1975. So we've been around a while, 46 years, probably older than most of the listeners that's watching this workshop right now. And we also do host Canada's largest online job fair. Our last job fair, which took place on April 21st and 22nd, had over 17,000 job seekers apply, register. And our next, I know we've been talking about this, is like we will have a job fair in the fall. So our next online job fair is October 5th and 6th, 2021. So it's a little bit less than 2 months from now. So we will ask you to, you'll see the little website address on the bottom right-hand corner, in-tac-expo.com. It is open right now for registration, and it's absolutely free. C'est gratuit. Okay, so please go and register and then upload your resume so that all the employers, we are expecting a full lineup of employers again this time. So please do so. And we also host live workshop such as the one today. So we will provide newcomers with Canadian labor market. We are a business partner to many employers across Canada, including Caitlin with Global Talent Alliance Canada. And we help build a diverse and inclusive community. For those of you who doesn't know, Canada is a country built by immigrants like myself. Caitlin was born here, but I think her ancestry probably immigrated sometimes a few hundred years ago from Europe. And like many of us are actually either first or second or generation Canadians. So our roots are all from outside. So we want to build a very, very diversified and inclusive environment for all the work place across Canada. Next slide, please. So we also provide various trainings as well. As I mentioned earlier, for those of you that's in finance or accounting, I welcome you guys to get in touch with us, because we do offer the training for newcomers. Because even though you might be a certified or accomplished accountant or finance professionals in your country, but when you come to Canada, it's quite regulated as well. So we do provide a 10-week training on that. We also provide a 12-week training for navigating Canadian IT place training in online. Everything's online now due to the COVID-19. So it doesn't matter where you are, right? Currently, our class, we actually have students participating in the class, but they are actually located outside of Canada. That happens, and that's okay now. And we also provide job matching, referrals, meet the employers, such as what we're doing right now. This afternoon between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, it's Employment Cafe, and I will be the host for this afternoon's cafe. This is only for Gtac registered clients. Okay, I have to specify. This is the privilege of becoming Gtac clients, whether you're Navigant IT or Navigant accounting clients only. This afternoon from 3 to 4, and the topic is how to sell your story, how to tell your story, or better known as a 60-second elevator pitch, or better known as self-introduction. Okay. Virtual Career Expo, I mentioned earlier that our next online job fair is on October 5th and 6th. So I would encourage every one of you to go to in-tac-expo.com. I'm going to put that in the chat box. Go and register now. Okay. Next slide, please. So Without further ado, I would like to introduce our wonderful guest, a very, very resourceful, talented, smart. Um, I'm running out of adjectives now. Caitlin Tesler, who will be doing a presentation on behalf of Global Talent Alliance Canada. So, Caitlin, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Shaw. Everyone can hear me okay?
Yep.
Perfect. So thank you for having me today. As Shaw mentioned, I work at Global Talent Alliance Canada. We specialize in diversity staffing and recruiting with years of experience working with global talent and Canadian employers. You can see here some of the big benefits of working with us or being one of our clients is we can provide our clients with employer connections, job referrals, career counseling, skills training, and whatever they need basically to get that first job in their industry, or if they're in Canada to make that big career change that they've been looking to do for a while. So a little bit about the presentation today. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about our career counseling, a background on it. I'm also going to be talking about the virtual career fair that Shaw was mentioning, because we're actually going to be co-hosting with them. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, we kind of did our duty and spoke about that a bit more, as well as I'm going to talk about employers' needs. This is specific to the IT industry for this presentation. We're also going to talk about the evolving IT job market. And then I think what's most important to people viewing is we're going to talk about securing a job. So how do you do that if you've tried everything else, but it doesn't seem to be working? And then a little bit more about how global talent can fit in with that. Okay. And at the very end, there's going to be a question and answer period. So save your questions, or you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat now. We will be going back and looking at them, but I will not be answering any of them until the end of the presentation. So a little bit about our career counseling. We do a job readiness prep for our clients, and that's really kind of a process to determine their needs and to get them into a job. So the steps are, we do a skills assessment. So that's normally done as a free consultation. It can be booked on our website, and it's to check to see if you have the skills necessary that we think we can work with you and we can get you to that next level of success. And then, you know, sometimes we look at your resume and we see, okay, there's a few skills that are missing that we think that are necessary. This isn't always the case, but if there is, we'll customize a training plan for you, whether that's with us or not with us, so that you can get a competitive resume with your peers. And then we'll either deliver the training or we'll indicate you to one of our partners to have the training. And then once your resume and your skills are up to speed, that's when we get you with the placement support, and we help you with our network, as well as our expert guidance counselors for your career. So that's kind of a little bit about the process. If you're a job seeker and you're working with global talent, this is really what you're going to see. So a lot of people want to skip straight to step 4, but you know, we want you to be successful. So if you don't have the correct skills, we'll make sure to get you there. Okay, so that's kind of how the process flow goes. Another great thing is the virtual career expo. Shaw touched on this. I have the same website, the in-tac-expo.com. So the virtual career expo, a little bit more about it, a few details, is it's actually Canada's largest job fair and career expo. That's virtual. So what it looks like, basically, and I'm going to go to the next slide and then I'm going to come back, is it looks like a virtual booth. So it has a feel as if you were at an actual job fair, and that's the way employers tend to treat it. So very much like you were going to be talking to an employer at a booth in a physical location, it's like that, but a virtual booth. So it is open to people inside and outside of Canada. Okay, and I just want to go back to make sure I indicate that the next one is going to be October 5th and 6th. So it's coming up in just under 2 months. So make sure that you put that date in your calendar. It is open throughout the day, so it's not just Eastern Standard Time. You will have a chance to talk to people all hours of the day worldwide. Okay, but it does start at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So employers will have virtual booths at the fair. This is an example of a Canadian employer. Anyone in Canada would be familiar with this. It's Canadian National. It's a railway. And they are a huge employer of IT, as well as labor engineering, pretty much any type of job you can imagine. So each employer, this is a screenshot from the fair as well. You can see that you'll have a description of the company in the blue tab. They'll have some promotional videos, and they'll also, more importantly, be able to post job vacancies. And you'll be able to view the details on the right side and apply for those jobs directly through our portal. Okay, so each employer will put the jobs they're looking to fill. So these are jobs that exist. They're not just posted. They're really looking to fill these positions. And also you'll be able to learn a bit more about their organization. And then you can see in the top on the right, there's a chat tab. So that's going to open you to the employer's chat, which I'm showing here. And many of Canada's top employers will be there, including government agencies, local governments, international organizations, and top banking institutions. So it lets you really get the most out of your experience by being able to chat directly with those recruiters from those organizations. So we're really putting you, I would say, face to face. You can video call, but usually it's more chatting because they're really looking for specific talent, and they're looking for a lot of talent. So they don't really have time to video call. Occasionally you'll get a booth that's a little bit less busy and you can have a virtual interview there on site. But it's really a chance to talk to recruiters and get the inside scoop on what they're looking for, and maybe even, move to the next step just in one day. It's really, really great. So I wanted to talk as well a little bit of how to get the most out of the National Virtual Career Expo. So here are a few steps. A lot of people will just register right away, and it is good to register. But one thing I would highly suggest is to review the target companies and jobs before you register, because what you're going to want to do as a job seeker is choose a few jobs that you think are a really good fit for you. And then you're going to want to personalize your resume to fit those jobs specifically. So that's why I have that as step one. We release the jobs and the companies normally a few weeks before the fair. And then once you register, you can upload an up-to-date resume. Now, if you already have an up-to-date resume and you're ready to register today, that's perfect. Go ahead and do that. But if you haven't really thought about the next step, maybe after this presentation, you'll have a bit more of a direction of where you think you'll be most likely to land a job. And then you'll want to personalize a resume for that specific field for that job. Okay. And then once you attend the event, you get to chat to recruiters. And I always suggest as a final step that job seekers debrief and follow up. So if there was a job that you were specifically interested in and you had a good conversation with the recruiter, don't forget to reach out to them, maybe grab their email in that conversation and send a follow-up message that will help you stand out in their mind and will put you even more ahead of other job seekers at the fair. Okay. Great, now let's talk about the in-demand skills. So this is really, really important information because a lot of people, come from their country and they want to kind of walk into the exact same job, but it might not be exactly what we need in Canada right now. So this is a list of the top 8 in-demand tech skills from this year in Canada, okay? So you can see the top is Java, followed by Linux. We have JavaScript, SQL, Python, C, .NET, C++, and then cloud technologies. So cloud technologies are, AWS, cloud computing services, stuff like that, okay? So these are just the top skills. So if you have those top skills, that's fantastic. If you see that you're missing a few of the things on this list and the job posting has it, that's when you kind of want to upskill, which you can do remotely from your country of origin or once you're in Canada. It's not important. But I would suggest doing it at a recognized upskill or training school, okay? And these are the skills, but the top in-demand jobs are the following, all right? The first most in-demand job is developer and software engineer, followed by IT project manager. In third, it's the IT business analyst. Fourth is database analyst. Fifth most in-demand job is quality assurance analyst. The sixth is security analyst and architect, followed by business systems analyst, and eighth is network engineer. So these were all pulled from this year, okay? If you have that type of job experience, congratulations, your odds of landing a job in Canada just increased exponentially. If not, you might want to tweak some things, get the upskilling in order to land that job in Canada. But if you have that, if you're a senior level in one of those jobs, you're very likely to maybe get that first call. Now, another thing that's really, really important to Canadian employers is soft skills. And soft skills are about 60% outweigh hard skills. So here's a quote from the Financial Post of this year. Canadian businesses say they're struggling to find workers, and it's not because potential hires lack training in their field. Rather, it's a lack of soft skills holding workers back. So Canada is very unique in that way. Canada really emphasizes soft skills. And a lot of people in foreign countries don't even know what I mean when I say soft skills. And that's why Canada is quite unique, because a lot of countries will emphasize hard skills. And hard skills are the technical training. So all those programming languages that we just viewed, those are all hard skills. The education is a hard skill. Your previous work experience, hard skills. Soft skills are anything and everything related to non-job related tasks. Okay, so that's kind of bizarre that would emphasize, but I'll go into a little detail on why that is. So here are some examples of soft skills: communication, charisma, language skills, friendliness, coachability, eagerness, etc. So they're almost personality skills that can be taught. They're a little bit harder to teach, but they're really about making sure that the work culture and the work environment are positive and diversified and inclusive. So Canada is very, very focused on building inclusive and positive work environments. And that's probably because things get done more efficiently when everyone is happy. And a big part of that is having a functioning team that collaborates and people are happy to go to work. So in Canada, I would say if you have 50% of the hard skills, but incredible soft skills, like you're personable, you're very, very easy to work with, then you're more likely to get the job than someone who has more technical skills, but less soft skills. So that's kind of a unique, it's a unique way to hire people, but people would rather coach the skills than coach the soft skills. So it's interesting. Now let's look at the Canadian IT industries. So this is important to know where you're going to focus your job search. And this isn't up to date. This is about 2 years old, the figure I'm about to show you, but it's still relevant today because this hasn't changed. So this is from 2019. You can see that most of the IT workers in Canada work in core high tech. The big industry shift that was it didn't used to be core high tech. Core high tech really exploded in Canada in the past 10 years. So that figure is continuously going up. So 33.3% of tech workers are employed in core high tech. And then 10.3 in manufacturing, 9.9 in government, and 9.3 in finance, insurance, and real estate. We also have 9.2 in accounting consulting, but those are kind of the big 5 areas where tech workers are employed in Canada. So really, when you're focusing your job search, you're probably going to want to focus on those 5 industries. It's a lot less likely if you're coming from somewhere that's looking for tech workers that you're going to be working in retail, healthcare, education, just because there's way fewer jobs in those industries. So kind of brushing up on your skills, maybe in core high tech, manufacturing, government, finance and insurance, as well as accounting counsel. Okay. That doesn't mean it's off the table to work in a place that has a little bit less tech workers, but really core high tech is going to be the biggest employer of international. And when you do look at the Canadian immigration website at what companies give the most jobs to international workers, it's really mostly core high tech. Okay, I would say core high tech followed by finance, even though there's more tech workers in manufacturing and government. That's just kind of the way those companies work. They're more likely to give jobs to overseas and internationals. So securing a job is what everyone wants to talk about. So let's say you have, those top 8 skills and you're a software developer looking to come to Canada, and you've been applying, or you're in Canada and you're looking to make a change, but you can't seem to land that job. There's a few things that you might really want to consider as opposed to just continuously doing what you're doing, okay? So the first thing I would say is upskilling. And that's because staying competitive with the changes in your field is very important. Now, these are the things that you need to know. There are a lot of free resources that you can take advantage of when upskilling, but a lot of employers would prefer using a certified trainer. For example, Global Talent does offer upskilling. I know Gtac does as well. So, reach out. Those are the kind of organizations that you'd want, or any other training school recognized by Canadian employers. So preferably something that had a certificate and that had a teacher, as opposed to an automated training. I think of the automated trainings like Udemy that you can pay and then it's all automated. A lot of times employers will put those below the ones that were actually taught at a school as opposed to a virtual school. And another thing to keep in mind about upskilling is you could say, yeah, I don't need to upskill because I have Java, I have C++, I have Python, I have everything they want. Why aren't they hiring me? My hard skills are there. You might want to try upskilling some of your soft skills. Many skilled workers really lose out on jobs due to soft skills. Their communication skills might not be up to par with some other applicants. Their language skills might be a little weaker. They might not give off an appearance of being coachable. And also they have to be inclusive for people they're working with. So it's not always the technical skills. Sometimes it's the soft skills, okay? Canadian employers really, really want soft skills, and I can't emphasize that enough. If you can take away anything, you say, I have everything I need. Remember, soft skills will get you that job if you have all the technical skills, okay? So reskill and upskill, an example of a reskill would be if you are an accounting professional from overseas, and I know we have some on this call, you need to reskill, not just upskill, you need to reskill because you need to learn, for example, taxation in Canada, you need to learn the Canadian accounting software, as well as IT professionals may need to learn and adjust their industry structure here in Canada because it may be different of the country or your country's way of operating. The next thing I would say in terms of securing a job is networking. Now, a lot of people think networking, they think social network, they think just having the right connections in a social way. But networking isn't just about having the right LinkedIn connection. Networking is being able to connect with people, and it's a big skill that you need to learn. It can be practiced and it can be honed. When an employer is hiring, the right fit is often an important consideration or concept. Therefore, knowing the workplace culture of employers and knowing the employer's perspective and expectations are really important things to learn that you can do through networking. Learning how to network properly is actually something that would be really, really strong and kind of brings me to my next point of why it brings me to the value of coaching with an organization that has strong connections to employers in their market. Whoops, what happened here? Networking, you can get the edge on networking by having a career counselor. Why that is because career counselors have ins at companies. So if you believe you have all the right skills or you don't even know where to begin, a career counselor is a valuable next step. Yes, you can do all this self-discovery yourself. You can, learn how to network, you can upskill with the right skills. The difference is while experience is the best teacher, it would be much easier and considerably faster. And we're talking about hours versus a couple of years with the help of professionals. So, a lot of people see career counselors, they say, I don't need that, but I'm still not getting that job. I'm getting interviews, but I'm not getting the job. It's just a matter of time. Career counselors really can help you list down specific actions for you, depending on your personalities and your situations, to improve your chances of securing a job. There's no such thing as one template to fit all. And making mistakes when you're applying for jobs can be very costly. I know we all have applied for jobs, and sometimes you can apply for 100 jobs to get 2 interviews. Now, those 2 interviews, when you're in a learning experience, you could ruin countless interviews that could have given you a job if you had just kind of understood the market, the network, the expectations from a career counselor. So that's kind of where career counselors come in. Obviously, it's an extra step, but it does kind of speed things up and make you really understand maybe where you're going wrong a lot faster, and you miss a lot less opportunities. Okay. So we're about 30 minutes in. I do have the Q&A section next. I really wanted to give people a very lengthy amount of time to ask questions, get some specific answers. But before we go into the Q&A section, I understand there's a survey. So maybe we can get that survey sent out. So take your time filling it in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Kaylin. Thank you all. I see that there are many questions. So I just want to thank you for this page there where you have the
I'll just say that in terms of Global Talent Alliance, I kind of just wanted to give another a little bit more again. Is our services really is focused on job seekers, and we work for you no matter where you live. So we'll have a consultation. If you're trying to come to Canada, we'll have a consultation. Maybe we'll take you up as a client, and we basically will customize a career plan for every type of candidate. So no matter what industry you're in, no matter where you're looking to go, we can customize a plan for you. And we're basically trying to get you to land a job in Canada. So we're providing you with the tools, the support, kind of the industry knowledge with our experts and our career counselors. And everything we do is career focused. So we offer some training courses as well. They're recognized by employers. We have both soft and hard skills. And if we don't have the exact training that you need, we have partners that can offer those types of trainings. And really all of it is trying to get you a job in Canada. So whether you're in Canada or not, I want to specify. You can check us out at www.g-tac.ca, or you can send an email requesting a free consultation at info@g-tac.ca. You can also book a consultation in our calendars at g-tac.ca and learn more about us on our website. Sorry, Shah, go ahead.
Sorry, I got too excited. I jumped in before the last slide there. Yeah, sorry, Kaylin. For those of you that's actually listening, I just want to add something to what Kaylin was mentioning earlier. Is I see that there's a lot of questions on it, and as someone who's been working with job seekers, mostly newcomers, but job seekers in general, is I want to let you know is the word opportunity. Sometimes when you apply for hundreds of jobs, and you might get 1 or 2 opportunity for interviews. Those interview opportunities are rare. Of course, there's some good ones where, you say, I apply 10 jobs, I got 7 interviews. That's great. I mean, those are rare, but good for you. But when those opportunities arise, you need to take advantage of those opportunities, because in reality, those opportunity comes, far and few in between. So it's what I was saying, far and few in between, whatever.
Yeah. Few and far in between.
Few and far in between. Yeah, exactly. So, so you really need to take advantage of those opportunities. And this is where the soft skills comes in. And I can tell you is because of my years of career coaching, and I'm currently coaching many hundreds. I'm still have quite a bit lineup coach. In fact, I got an appointment soon. So yeah.
Don't worry, we have plenty of time for
Yeah.
questions,
So
everyone.
the thing is, soft skills is extremely important. Now, there was a question, Caitlin. People want to know exactly. Can you just talk again about soft skills? Because this seems to be, I guess,
Yeah.
something new.
Of
Well,
course,
people are
for a
not
lot of
familiar with that.
people. Yeah, I
Yes.
know. And that's why a lot of people are confused. You know, I was talking to a client the other day, and he was saying, like, I have all the skills, I've applied to all these jobs. And I said, you know, like, do you have the soft skills? And he was like, I've never even heard of that. So in Canada, in a survey, I think this was done about 2 years ago, employers and hiring managers were asked, what's more important to you, soft skills or hard skills? And it favored 60% soft skills. So soft skills are the non-technical skills portion of a job. So soft skills would include, you know, character traits, personality, your communication, even stuff like the process management. So agile, I guess, agile methodologies would be considered a soft skill. Learning about diversity and inclusion would be a soft skill. Etiquette, like phone etiquette, email etiquette, those kind of things will help you in interviews as well. And just kind of nuances that happen in communication. I mean, if a job description says we want someone who's friendly, that's a soft skill. You know, someone who can collaborate with others. Collaboration is a soft skill, but it's in Canada, we view those kind of as art form. So, you know, instead of being a direct, this is what needs to be done, this is what needs to be done, you want to come off in a way that's much friendlier and nicer. It's a very unique perspective from an employer to have. But if you guys want to have more specifics on soft skills, you can reach out to me. I'm super happy to talk to them. Super happy to talk to you guys about soft skills. But really, if I could say one thing about soft skills, it's to make sure that the team works well in a collaborative way. So they want someone that will fit in on the team more than someone who will have 100% of the skills that they need for the job.
Okay, good. Hey, Caitlin, I'm going to answer the next question.
Hold on, can we get this? Are we going to be doing a survey?
Yes, the survey will come out shortly, maybe like around 9:45. That
Okay, you
survey
got
will
it.
come out. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna actually make an announcement and answer one of the question here. While I'm doing that, can you please type in the chat box if anyone want more information about Gtac, Global Talent Alliance, what kind of information that you send included in the email, and also include the email address, please. Okay.
Okay, so let me do g-tac.ca/job.
Yeah. Okay. So while Caitlin is putting that information in the chat box, I have two announcements. Number one is I noticed that people are saying when they go to the in-tac-expo.com, the date states April 21st and 22nd. Now, obviously, we all know that's been passed. So the information we're giving you today is the latest information. It's October 5th and 6th. Our team is working on updating the information, but you can still register on the look beyond the date. Okay, you can register now as a job seeker and then put the fill up all the information required. And as we update the sites, you'll see it later that it's going to be updated to October 5th and 6th, 2021. So don't let the date stop you from registering. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I understand Diego is offering thank you. This is power of networking. So Diego, you're offering Python and Java programmers and even junior programmers, you're offering these lessons. So Diego, for all the one that's listening right now, this is not a paid platform. So Diego, if you're offering this, if you're charging a fee, I would respectfully request you not to do that. This is not a platform for you to advertise your own business and trying to make money from our listener. Okay, if it's you're doing this for free, that's fine. Then by all means, for anyone that's wants interest to get in touch with Diego and take up on his offer, by all means do so. But do not. This is not, and this platform is not an endorsement for anyone who wants to advertise their business and trying to make money. Okay, this is completely against the whole idea of this platform.
Yeah,
So,
we're really trying to educate here, I think.
Yeah. So, and then there was question about people were talking about the knock code. Like, if I'm doing this, which knock code should we apply under? Now, I need to specify is both Global Talent Alliance Canada and Gtac, we are employment service specialists. We are not an immigration consulting specialist. In fact, that's a heavily regulated industry. So my strong suggestion to you is get in touch with a reputable, licensed immigration consultant. And those professionals are there to help you with those right questions, because we certainly don't want to give you any misleading questions that could affect your application. This is a very, very serious thing, and we don't want to take any chances. So I want to be very, very clear: is we are not a licensed immigration consultant.
So I've scrolled all the way back, Shaw, to the very beginning of the questions.
Yes.
So I think I'm just going to work my way through that and try to get to as many as possible.
Sure.
So this is a question that was answered on the chat, but I just want to clarify it in case anyone else has the same question. Is it possible to attend online workshops if I'm outside of Canada and don't have a social insurance number? Yes, 100% it's possible. That's the benefit of having a virtual platform, is that people from all over the world can participate. So from Valentin asks, Valentin is from Germany. Will you provide any real world advice which could help anyone with years of IT experience secure a job anywhere in Canada? How can one from abroad render a potential employer interested in hiring someone from abroad? So really, you're lucky that you have years of IT experience because your chances just increased. But I would highly suggest to look at those top skills. If there's any one of them that you don't have, brush up on them. And then, really work on your soft skills as well. If you stand out to an employer and you have all the tech skills, but you have 100% soft skills, you're really fantastic to work with, you give them great energy, you fit their company culture, which is something they really care about, your chances will go up. Now, one of the advantages of working with career counselors is we know what specific employers are looking for, and we can make recommendations based on your personality to what kind of company you would be best suited for, or which company exactly. So Valentine, I would reach out to maybe one of us, get a counseling session in. You can find it on our website. We'd love to have a consultation with you.
Okay, Caitlin, Valentin also had a follow-up question. I'll read it to you.
Thank you.
Do you, in your opinion, system administrators with 10 years of experience with broad range of Microsoft and VMware products and technologies have a chance to currently secure a job offer from abroad, Germany in my case? So far, I have either received no reactions at all to all my applications or a refusal in a best case.
Yes, it is possible. And that's, again, like, this is something that happens. And I was talking to a job seeker and he said, listen, I've been applying. I want to move to Canada. I've heard back from the US. I've heard back from all these other countries, but I haven't heard anything back from Canada. And that's because Canada is so obsessed with culture that they really want those soft skills. And a lot of people don't know what that means. So I would say, yes, it's absolutely possible. I mean, we bring in a ton of immigrants every single year. You just need to find that right recipe for your skills and your personality, where you don't really have to do that anywhere else. So I would, it's absolutely possible. Systems engineer, system IT, great experience. We want that here. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, dears. I'm interested to accounting and finance training. Thank you for. Okay, so Iman, I would suggest reaching out to Shaw. Accounting and finance training, that's very in tax responsibility, and Shaw can give his information.
Yes, I put that in the chat box already. Please write to
Okay,
contact at in-tac.ca.
Okay, great. Okay, so the poll is up.
Yep.
Go ahead and answer it. I'm just going to find some questions. I do see a lot of questions here about soft skills. There's a lot of great resources about soft skills in Canada on Google. I would suggest looking at it. If you can't quite wrap your head around it, reach out to us. We're super happy to talk about it. Soft skills they're not as straightforward as technical skills, so it's a little bit more difficult to explain them. But it's really about your personality. So personality matching. Yeah.
Okay. Caitlin, this is a good question for you.
Yeah.
Does Intact, well, I'm going to answer on behalf of Intact. You can answer on behalf of Gtac. Does both of our organization help employers recruit?
Not necessarily. That's more global talent.
Yes.
Intact, does have coaching, but they're not quite as they're not really a recruiting agency for employers. That's more a global talent. Intact is more training. You can get resume support and interview support at Intact and at Global Talent Alliance. But in terms of recruiting and placement, it's much more my organization that would be doing that.
Correct. And I also need to add that Intact is very restricted in terms of what kind of client we can work with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We can only work with permanent resident, people with permanent resident, Canadian citizen, or convention refugees that's currently residing in Ontario.
Yeah. So global talent, that's why our organizations are so good to partner with each other, because we kind of we help everyone else, but we have a great relationship as well with Intact. So we kind of bounce off each other in a really, really positive way. Okay, I have a question here from Lewis. How can you present soft skills when you are using a resume and a cover letter? That's easy. Just list them. You can say eager to learn, collaborative, inclusive. Use keywords that employers in Canada love to see. Great on a team focused, positive attitude, quick learner. Those are the kind of things that you would want to emphasize soft skills. And then if you're writing a cover letter, really show your personality, put things that you like to do, maybe outside of work in it that complement the job. But if you're having some trouble with that, again, we have resume support. We can help you figure that stuff out, and we can really kind of guide you in the right direction. And having to learn from your mistakes, you don't have to do that. You can just come directly to us, and we can help you out.
Okay, and just want you to know is that the chat box you put in, you only address to the host and the panelists. You're not sending it to everyone.
Whoops. Yeah, maybe you can help me with that.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You can go ahead with questions.
Okay. Diego asked, is Canada looking for very advanced Python and Java programmers or even junior programmers? Yes. That big skill shortage in those areas over here. So we are absolutely. I have a French question.
Sure.
Oh, okay, I don't answer that. Okay, so this is an interesting question. Ilham has experience in IT and he has soft skills and he has especially in SQL. He's wondering if he can get a job in Canada but work remotely from outside of Canada. And the answer to that is no. Every Canadian employer that we have asked this question to has said no, they absolutely have to be in Canada. So you can get hired internationally, but your work will not start until you get to Canada. Okay. Brian asked, does G-TAC provide career counseling? Yeah, we have some of the best career counselors in the biz. So definitely reach out to us, get a free consultation, and we'll see if we're able to work with you. Oh, Miss Ba asked, what is core high tech? Core high tech, and I'll go back to that slide because I'm sure that's a great question that people are going to ask. Core high tech is tech firms. So they're basically, all they do is tech. So an example of core high tech would be Ciena, Centronic, Fortinet. They basically, all they deal is in tech. They produce some kind of tech and they just develop that product. Their product is technology. Shopify, big tech firm. Click, SurveyMonkey, all these are big employers. IBM is a tech company, it's core high tech. These are all examples of core high tech companies. Even if IBM might deal a little bit in, some of their products have to do with finance, insurance, and retail, they are still considered core high tech, okay? Because their product is a tech product. That answers the question.
I see that Hakeem, I'm a transmission and RAN engineer with 8 years experience. Are you in design, Hakeem? Please, I would strongly suggest that you get in touch with. By the way, I'm gonna put down Hakeem. I'm gonna put down the. I'm gonna write back to you right now. Is please send your yeah.
I have perfect. Thank you, Shaw. I have a question here from Celestine, who says a lot of emphasis is placed on Canadian experience by employers. So how does an experienced IT manager migrate to Canada to find a job? So the answer to that is, if you're experienced, realistically, yes, Canadian employers really want that Canadian experience. And a lot of times what you have to do to get that step in the Canadian job market is to kind of go, maybe not into the exact same job that you're in, maybe into a role that's a little bit more junior, just because if someone has the exact same experience as you, but they have that from a Canadian company, they're going to get priority because they understand the industry. So you're better off to kind of apply, not necessarily entry level, but jobs that are just slightly below your experience, because then your experience will be much more valuable and there'll be not many applicants that can compete with you. So that's kind of how you want to stand out to Canadian employers.
Okay, Valentine, I want to follow up with, sorry, Kaden, I'm going to jump in with Valentine because Valentine is got a, by the way, Valentine, I see that you've done a lot of research, and I can see from the way you answer, you propose your questions, I can see that. Okay, so just so for everyone's benefit, Valentine asks, so just for my understanding, I may send my resume to info@g-tac.ca to have a review and potentially get your help in securing a job offer in Canada. Am I right? Yes. I do need any immigration consultancy. I'm clear you're not allowed to do that, but I do believe that all immigration matters will be all set once I have secured a job offer. Yes. So that's a great question because I have seen a various format. Okay. If you want to secure a licensed immigration consultant, if you want to retain the service of a licensed immigration consultant, then they will help you do all the paperwork. They will help you avoid all the traps, all the mistakes, so you don't have to go back and forth with the IRCC, that's Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship of Canada. So they have the expertise, okay? But I have also seen people apply on their own. They say it's pretty straightforward. I apply, I answer all the questions. If I have a mistake, I will change it. I'll do this. So there are people, it depends on what kind of, how confident you are in your ability to answer all the government forms, okay? So it's totally up to you. I have seen them all. I have even seen people that actually spend top dollars to retain immigration lawyer. Now, immigration lawyer obviously charge a lot more than an immigration consultant. But if you have the means and you don't want to take any risk, or if you want to, you just want to have the reassurance, then by all means, it's absolutely up to each individual's financial capabilities. and the comfort level. So this is something that we will not give you any advice because this is not our domain. And it will be extremely irresponsible of us to give you any advice when we're not licensed professional.
Yeah. I have here a question from Venkatesh, who asks, online soft skills trainings are acceptable in Canada. I would say they are acceptable, but it's better to do something that's certified. A lot of these online Udemy courses, they're kind of just, the reason that employers don't see them as valuable is because people don't really need to focus on them as much. And they kind of will just do them, then they might not necessarily grasp the skills. So Venkatesh, I would suggest to reach out to us. We could give you some resources of like valuable soft training skills, as opposed to you spending $20 to get a virtual course online and it not really helping you at all. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Parents, yes, you can reach out to us to Gtac about accounting training while you're outside of Canada. You just have to, I'm not sure what time zones you are. You just have to arrange your time to fit into the classroom time here. The classroom time here, so it's usually in the evening because we want to give these trainings because a lot of people, they're working in survival jobs or looking for jobs. Their full-time job is looking for jobs. So we don't want to take the valuable 9 to 5 time slot for them to attend class. So we do it for their convenience. Our classes are usually after hours and on the weekend. So yes, you can attend the class. It's up to you, but you need to make some adjustment on your schedule depending on what time zone you are to fit into the classroom time. Okay. And some people says, is there any recording for today's workshop? Yes, as you can see from the top left-hand corner, all our workshops since January 1st this year is simulcast, broadcasting live on YouTube. So just go to Gtac's YouTube channel and you will see recording from previous workshop. Obviously, today's workshop, it's not there yet. Just give a couple days and then, but right now it is broadcasting live. And then you can watch this workshop through our Gtac's YouTube channel later on. Okay.
I have a question here from Brahim that I just want to address because it's quite tricky. So Brahim is asking about legal and paralegal job opportunities. Now, Brahim, depending on the country that you come from, it's very likely that you will need to reskill. I think the only country that is interchangeable is maybe Ireland because they offer Canadian law degrees there, but it's likely you'll have to go back to school. Probably a paralegal would be a faster route than having to redo law school. I'm not super familiar. There might be some reskilling for specific law types, but that's going to be a lengthy reskilling journey. So just so you know, not every industry is as transparent as the IT industry, which is kind of the same language internationally, which is why it's so valuable to employers, and people with IT skills are more likely to get here faster. That doesn't mean it's impossible. So don't lose hope. You can absolutely reskill at a Canadian institution and get a job in your field.
Thank you, Kaden. So for those of you that's listening right now, I just want to re-emphasize for Gtac to be our navigating Canadian IT students, you must be a permanent resident, a Canadian citizen, or convention refugee that resides in Canada with your first post-secondary degree from outside of Canada in an IT related field. So it's quite stringent in terms of eligibility. For our finance and class, it is open to everyone. Okay, the fees are higher, but it's still much lower than a professional college or university. For Navigant IT client, there's just a registration fee because the eligibility criteria is quite stringent. I mean, we do charge a fee high, but the thing is, it's government funded. So government under Ontario is actually paying on your behalf for Ontario resident only. Whereas if you're neither of these criteria, like for example, if you're IT professional and you don't have a permanent resident, anyone that's not eligible, or you live in other provinces, by all means, Global Talent Alliance will be your solution.
Perfect. Thank you, Shah. I know we're coming close to the time. I know that you're busy. You said you have, I know that went by fast. I absolutely loved answering all your questions. If you guys have, I know there were some questions we couldn't get to, but if we kept going with questions, we'd be here all day. So if you have any other questions, feel free to email me or reach out on our website. I left my email there, and also the website for job seekers. We'd be happy to answer your questions. We have free consultations for 30 minutes to see if we can help you. And those are free consultations, so we'd love to hear from you. And I really hope that everyone has a great day. Shah, did you want to add anything?
I do want to speak. I have a message for Haluji Abraham Takura. With 8 years experience in data science, data analysis science, skills in Python and SQL, please get in touch with Caitlin.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. And everyone else, there was a lot of questions about experience. We can't go through those individually. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. We'll take a look. We'll see what we can do. And we're super happy to help. It's, the part of my job that I love the most. So I want to thank everyone for participating. I want to thank you guys for your great questions. And I wish you all the very best of luck in securing that job.
Thank you. Thank you again. Caitlin. And I see that there's still many people that's actually sending their questions and their their compliment to us. So thank you everyone for joining us. I look forward to talk to you guys again soon. I will be hosting next Thursday's media employer session, and it will be Scotiabank. Scotiabank, for those of you who doesn't know, is one of the top 5 banks here in Canada. Royal Bank of Canada, TD Canada Trust, BMO, Bank of Montreal, CIBC, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, and Scotiabank. So these are the top 5 banks in Canada. So Scotiabank will be the presenting employer for next Thursday. And guess what? TD Canada Trust, one of the top 5 banks, will be presenting the week after. So for the next 2 weeks, we will have the 2 of the top 5 banks presenting their career options. So I look forward to joining you to talk to you guys. See you guys again next Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. On behalf of everyone at Gtac, Caitlin, I want to thank you very much for being taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can have you back as a guest speaker in the future.
Always a pleasure.